Hey guys, Megadeth Jason here, and welcome to another edition of my Madden 2017 franchise. I apologize, I'm still having some issues with Twitch for whatever reason. I had broadcast the game against the New York Giants, and for whatever reason, it doesn't appear to be like it had uploaded at all, or like it had streamed at all. Um, I really don't know what the deal is. I've been having all sorts of problems with Twitch, so we'll check and see what happened there. So if I'm unable to find the video, I apologize. I did win that game 31 to 24. So if we want, I'll go over to the game and give you guys the recap here real quick. Then take a look at some of the individual stats here. Bradford had a good game, 316 yards and 2 touchdowns. Peterson had 74 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns. Rudolph, Treadwell were really the only two receivers that caught footballs the entire game. But it was a close game that did come down to the wire. So we are now 4-0 heading into the Week 5 home game against the Texans. So just going to go ahead here, and I'm going to go back. And I also did the scouting college players. I'll show you some of the ones that I have had scouted already here last week. I'm looking at a lot of second, third, and fourth round players just because we don't have the first round draft pick next year. So we looked at a receiver, a couple of linebackers, a safety, a few running backs on the offense chance that Peterson retires at the end of the season, a couple of left guards, and 4 strong safeties. A strong safety does seem to be a weak spot for us. So we'll continue to monitor some of those players, add some more to the list, and so on and so forth. With that being said, let's go ahead and start this game, and I will recap you guys at the end of the game.
Hello, everyone. I'm Larry Ridley. You're tuned into the NFL on EA Sports. One key thing to watch today will be the battle in the trenches. The Vikings have the best rush defense in the league, and they're going against the Texans, who will try to avoid becoming one-dimensional. With that, we'll send it over to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis. They've got the call in this Week 5 matchup.
Larry, it's the newest facility in the NFL, and it is a beauty as we come to you from U.S. Bank Stadium here in Minneapolis. Today, we've got a good Week 5 matchup in store here between the Houston Texans and the Minnesota Vikings. Hi again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And Charles, you look at this Vikings ball club. It's been all systems go in this first month. They're off to a 4-0 start.
And it's got folks believing that this is a team that's built to go all the way. You can't win the Super Bowl in September, but they're telling everyone that they're going to be there in the end.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Texans, they too were winners last time out, so something's got to give here.
I love it when both teams come in off of wins. Great mindsets, and it usually leads to a really well-played game.
The first quarter of the season already in the rear-view mirror, and off we go in Week 5 on EA Sports. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. So here's the Viking offense making their way out. They'll be led out by their quarterback in his 6th year now from Oklahoma. It's Sam Bradford.
The former #1 pick in the NFL draft battled his share of injuries while he was at Oklahoma, but had a terrific rookie season with the St. Louis Rams before the injury bug hit again. But this guy, when he's on his game, is about as accurate as it gets in throwing the football.
And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
The evaluation process in today's NFL does not take into account as much bulk as it does speed, and that's what we're seeing with the linebacker position. Those guys that can run, they can play at any spot because they can make plays on the opposite side of the line of scrimmage.
And finally, he's taken down at the 18. It's a big run for AP. 61 yards on the ground.
That run is what defenses don't like about dealing with Adrian Peterson. His ability to drop his shoulder and run through contact.
And he's amazing at keeping those strong legs going, isn't he? And he's going to go down. Back at the 27-yard line, he's sacked. Now Bradford on 2nd down. The throw left side complete to Treadwell. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. It's a pickup of 17 there. And that'll make it 3rd and 1. Third down, it's Adrian Peterson. And he maybe makes it back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. Calling no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1.
On every snap, a defense is trying to establish who they are, but on 3rd and short, that's really when you put it out there and tell people who you are, and that's exactly what they did. For the offense, they're looking at their offensive line and saying, guys, where are you? We need you on those plays.
So the folks here in the stands this afternoon, they're happy about that one. Their guys get the early advantage after the opening drive field goal.
And they should be happy. Their guys look good getting down the field, and that's got to give them hope that good things are in store here today.
So out come the Texans for their opening drive. They're led out by their quarterback out of Arizona State. It's Brock Osweiler.
I love his height, his ability to see over the offensive and defensive lines and into the secondary and make good decisions and good sharp throws. But also love his moxie. This is a guy who's had to battle for his spot, had to show some patience early in his career, and now he's a bona fide starter in the NFL.
On the ground, this is Lamar Miller. And this defense feeling the encouragement. They stop him at the line of scrimmage on the first play of the afternoon. And here's the offense today that hopes to get off to a strong start. They go play action now. Osweiler. And that's complete to Luke Wilson. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. They were ready for what the defense was showing. They had prepared for that look, recognized it, went straight to the air, got the first. Well done.
Love the recognition because you can prepare for everything. You can watch the tape and put together your game plan, but you still have to understand what they're doing in terms of what they're showing and be able to adjust accordingly, and they did exactly that.
Quickly now a look at the defensive starters for Minnesota.
Everson Griffin was a valuable reserve for most of his career, but has really blossomed since entering the starting lineup.
Counting down toward the midway point in quarter one. Again, it's Miller. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8.
Now that result is no surprise. This team is bringing back memories of what? The 85 Bears, the 2000 Ravens. Those teams were so great against the run. They made you abandon any plans of doing that when you played against them.
They'll need to get this to the 38. That's where the first down marker is here on 3rd. They go play action with Osweiler. He's got time. Looking deep downfield. This is caught inside the 15. And he's brought down after a good gain. So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve. A great job pulling that one in from a guy, as we know, who can really blaze. He's got a lot of speed.
And that speed can work for him so many different ways. Sometimes he just takes off and goes and just runs past people. Sometimes you get people to back off so far that you can catch everything underneath. But still, at some point in the game, you're probably going to have to make some contested catches, right? Sometimes you have to go up and beat a defender for the football. He has that in his arsenal as well.
Showed it right there. On second down, here's Osweiler. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. Jalen Strong, the intended receiver. And that's going to bring up an interesting 3rd and goal. 6 plays got him down here. This is play number 7, 3rd and goal. On 3rd and goal, Osweiler. He's got time in the pocket. This will be caught at about the 5. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and that will bring up an interesting decision here on 4th and goal.
Partner, I think that completion takes the definition of dink and dunk to a different level, doesn't it?
It does, and the defense was right there, kind of played into their hands. So on 4th down, the Texans will call on their field goal unit, and on comes Nick Novak. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. And the 10-year vet knocks it through the goalpost, and that will tie us at 3-3. So give them 3 there. A good drive gets them inside the 5, but they couldn't punch it in.
And credit this defense, too. That was the old bend but don't break approach, but it kept the offense out of the end zone.
Now it's Patterson. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. Now the Vikings offense gets set to take over here. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. On play action, Bradford. It's caught. Michael Pruitt. And he goes out of bounds across the 40-yard line. A good pickup there at 22.
Love the call by the offensive coordinator, recognizing the situation very well, calling for the play-action pass, and completing it.
They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. Now a give to Peterson running right. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
A 1-yard gain could look like a disaster, but it all depends on how the game is going. Is it a series of 1-yard gains running the ball? If that's the case, you might have to start thinking about throwing it a little bit more. But if it's just the occasional 1-yard run, hey, congratulations to the defense. They won that one. Come back and get them the next time.
Now after the play, it looks like there's a Texan here slow to get up. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. Third down now following the completed pass. Now it's AP, Adrian Peterson. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well. So a field goal apiece, that's all we have here in this first quarter. Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Second quarter begins with the Vikings holding the football. And they're on the move here. They've got it 1st and 10. They run again on first down. Peterson. And he'll get inside the 40 to maybe the 38-yard line. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it 2nd down. 6 yards to go here on 2nd down. The ball carrier there, Adrian Peterson, he turned 31 back in March.
But after his return from knee surgery a few years ago, that incredible return, I don't think we look at his number the same way as we do a lot of running backs who turn 30.
Yeah, I agree. And right now, standing 17th all-time in the NFL rushing ranks. And now the passing game here in the second quarter starting to heat up a little bit.
Don't you feel the rhythm starting to happen, right? You see it now. The confidence is starting to rise. I think now as a play caller, because that has happened, you lean on it a little bit more. You don't go totally away from running the football, but you do say, guess what? We can throw it. We can throw it well with a whole lot of confidence.
Give him 2 yards on that play, and it's a second down.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
Completed pass play. Now let's see if they go back to the air or to the ground. They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. Bradford. And the grab made by the tight end Pruitt. And he's brought down after a good gain. That one goes for 24 yards.
And when an offense is doing a nice job selling the play-action pass, a lot of responsibility shifts to the linebackers. They're the ones that have to determine run or pass and get to the proper places on the field.
He rifles one that's intercepted. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Picked off by the linebacker, Bryant Cushing. 30. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20.
Brandon, this is why golfers do their best to never count a score in their head before the ball goes in the cup. This looked like a slam dunk for points on this drive, didn't it? Instead, they throw an interception, and they're going to come away empty.
And now out comes Houston. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
So the chains are on their sides. It's 1st and goal from the 6. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Lamar Miller, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Texans are in for 6.
I know we don't talk about it enough, but the intelligence level of the guys up front blocking, the offensive linemen, maybe the smartest guys in football overall. Add in a little bit of athleticism and a whole lot of toughness, you've got a lot to deal with, don't you?
That's why the guys in the backfield get them really nice Christmas gifts, right?
If they're smart, they do.
Nick Novak on now for the extra point. And it is up. And it's good. That'll make our score 10-3 now. Now it's Novak on. He'll send this one away following the touchdown. This is taken at the 3. The Vikings offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And the interception thrown in the red zone last time. We'll see if they can rebound.
I just have to think the last thing he said as they went back out there was, don't do that again. What do you think?
What do you think?
Yeah, I think that. I think that not only did he say that, but he also told him, let's put it in the end zone that it's supposed to be in, all right? The end zone we're trying to score. I know we're being a little bit facetious here, but the bottom line is take care of the football, and everything else should flow from there.
Quick lesson, never ask the play-by-play guy a question.
Hey, you're my partner.
Adrian Peterson off to the races. Touchdown, Vikings. Adrian Peterson, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Vikings are an extra extra point away from tying this thing up. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one, because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
And his kick is good. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Heading out is the Texans offense as they get set to take over here. And they were able to punch it in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here for the defense. Obviously, they'll be looking to stop them from punching it back in the end zone.
It always is punch-counter-punch, isn't it? And which team has the advantage? Well, let's just go back. Last time on offense, they rolled downfield, got into a good rhythm. You can see a little more bounce in and out of the huddle. You can see the sideline really get into the game. So defensively, you're thinking to yourself, how do we take that away from them? How do we get the advantage back? Let's see what they come up with. I think pressure is always the first way to go.
You love pressure.
I love it.
We'll see if they dial it up this drive. They isolate Hopkins on the left side. On second down, Osweiler. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's third down.
Third and 5, so they bring in an extra defensive back.
Expecting pass. From the shotgun, Osweiler. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up fourth.
I'm not sure we could spot any tendency here on this third down. They could have run it or passed it. Either one was available. They chose to try and get it through the air, but they were unsuccessful.
This is taken at about the 14. Look at the spin.
Balance.
So dangerous with a football in his hands. Call that a return of 38. And the Vikings, they'll be set up well as they... They go play action here on first down. Over the middle, he's got Treadwell. It's a big one there for the Vikings. 42 yards.
Similar to a slant, it's all about timing when you're throwing a crossing route. Quarterback and receiver have to be in sync, and when they put it on them just right and catch it full speed, running through a defense can often result in a big pickup of yardage.
Now a play fake here on first down. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack.
Well, that was point counterpoint, wasn't it? They decided to throw for it on first and goal. Instead, the defense counters with pressure, and the defense wins, getting a big sack.
Second down, Bradford. His throw caught right around the 6. It'll be a gain of 8 yards, and that'll make it third and goal.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
Play action now, Bradford. And Rudolph has got it. The big tight end for a Viking touchdown. Kyle Rudolph, his third touchdown now on the year. And the Vikings are going to take the lead.
And that touchdown gives them a touchdown lead before they attempt the extra point. What a great way to end the half.
Yeah, great job to put themselves in front, and now see on the sideline, special teams defense scrambling, saying we want to preserve this for the final moments of this second quarter. Walsh now for the PAT. He's got it as they go up by a total of 17-10. And so we have the touchdown now. Here's Blair Walsh to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And now out comes Houston. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk is a big decision here.
Underneath for Miller. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. Call it a pickup of 7, and it'll make it second down. Completed pass play. Now let's see if they go back to the air or to the ground. It's a 5-receiver set. 3 to the left, 2 to the right. Now Osweiler on second down. And that will be caught, but out of bounds. Out of bounds, ruled incomplete here.
That's a nice catch, but unable to stay in bounds. And remember, it wasn't a wide receiver who works on that all the time.
I was going to say, he likes to get the ball handed to him. Now, don't get me wrong, he's part of the passing game as well, but maybe a little out of his comfort zone there.
Yeah, he might want to have a few words to say to us about that later, but I am still going with you on that one. Wide receivers work on a little bit more.
Well, they brought in an extra defensive back here, so probably not expecting a run on 3rd and 3.
A good call.
False start, offense. Still 3rd down.
Third down at 8 now. From the gun, it's Osweiler. But it's caught by Shorts. And he's brought down after a good gain. And they pick up 25 as they convert on 3rd. So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels. The throw on first down with Osweiler. Dumps it complete to Miller. And he's brought down. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him the football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Sharif Floyd in there to get him for what will be a loss of 13 yards. On second down, Osweiler. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field that's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense, because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long. From the shotgun, Osweiler finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he'll be down, it looks like right at the 40. Give him 8 on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we'll send you down to Orlando as we check in with Larry Ridley and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Larry?
Thanks, Brandon, and welcome to the EA Halftime Report. Take a look back at the first half. The Vikings secondary has done a good job to slow down the passing game so far. The Texans really did a good job in that area last week, but yard-wise, they're not making the same kind of. So let's take a look at the from the first half. Vikings have it at the 2. Under pressure here, and the ball is picked off. Cushing's the one who makes the pick to give a boost to his defense. After the INT, offense comes out now. Miller's going to look for a gap, and he'll go in.
Okay, so Larry apparently giving us the silent treatment all of a sudden, and we're going to skip ahead to quarter number 3. And we resume action here in quarter number 3. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touch. Comes Houston. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up.
We always like to talk about defense in terms of levels. First level defensive line, second level linebackers, third level defensive backs. On that run, that was what we call a first level run, and it was stopped by a second level player.
They'll run it again with Miller. And he'll be tackled at about the 35. It'll go as a gain of 7 on the play, and it sets up a 3rd and inches situation.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
Let's go! Green, 39! Green!
Osweiler now to throw on 3rd down. And that is incomplete. He was looking to get it to his running back, Lamar Miller. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
I have to say that was a surprise call on 3rd and inches. I thought they'd try and run the football there, but you got to believe they thought they'd surprise the defense and pick up something downfield, but that one goes incomplete.
Now a high kick, almost a pooch punt. 31 yards on the punt there. And it'll be Viking football here as they take possession. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. They have talk a lot of speech.
For the most part, really is they're a lot. They'll get if they fire. In this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away. We've got the lead. Points, turn back the offense and let them go down and score and give us more in the game. Check so far. Let's see if the offense gets done.
So quick on the spin.
He's spinning, man.
Give him 3 yards on the run there. That's with a different 3rd and 8 coming.
In my book, that's right. But I'm keeping staying in bounds.
Yeah. 3rd quarter, you're thinking ahead, aren't you? Where your running game can if you were the lead in the second half.
I agree totally. It's not just end of the half. Worry about the game and stay in bounds.
He tried to bounds, did all he could, but was limited to.
Yeah, now, isn't it? You know, half of your mind while the other half is reaching out trying to catch the football. The top half worked. It was the bottom half that was in question.
game after punt time. Get something going on this drive.
As they head to the game, you've got to see offense without letting it creep in and affect their play. Coordinator, they have 6 plays per they call shot plays or big plays. You don't get many, dial them up. Just with a great, that's going to hurt.
And he'll get this up 5 to the 26. After the end, he'll leave.
And once again, leverage wins. The offensive line, lower than the defensive front. They moved them and found some good space for the guy carrying the ball.
And the defense searches for one more stop here after the run on second down. An extra defensive back in the game now here for 3rd and 4. Out of the gun, it's Osweiler. Fuller brings it in over the middle. Give him 3 on the play, and it'll be 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. Now. Taking it about the 16. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. Adrian Peterson now getting ready to go again on offense. And there are the numbers. Got off to that torrid hot start. We thought he was in for maybe a career day. Not the case.
No doubt about it. It almost looks like a misprint after what we saw in the first half. But let's give a little bit of credit to the guys on the other side of the ball. They were winning at halftime, made a few adjustments, and you know what else? They didn't lose their confidence in their ability to play. Because a lot of times you get beat down in the first half, it gets ugly in the second half. They've come out with a new resolve and a renewed determination.
So it'll be first down here after the run. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Now Bradford. And Rudolph has it left side. And he'll go down at the 28. It's a 9-yard pickup on the play, and that'll make it 2nd and short.
Seeing that play and understanding just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? And what a really nice game right there on first down for them. Brings up a nice second down for them.
Calling a gain is 7, and it gets them a new set of downs. So there on that play, offensively, they ran the crossing route. Defense was in zone coverage. So as a former DB, how tough is it to defend that?
It's really difficult because your natural inclination is to chase the receiver and maybe leave your zone. So you have to have discipline in order to talk to your other coverage guys and let him know that that receiver's crossing from your zone to the next zone. He's coming your way. Make sure you have him. And then when the ball is actually thrown, secure the tackle. When they're moving on crossing routes, if you miss a tackle, it usually results in a big play. The good signal callers would never go back in the huddle and play the blame game because they need those guys to protect him. But on that last one, his offensive line, they lost their leverage very quickly, and that's why they were able to get to him and hit him as he tried to throw the football and force an incompletion.
A second down throw for Bradford. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
Everything about that play tells you about today's NFL offenses and what they're asking out of running backs. You can't just be a guy who can run the football. You have to be able to catch it as well, and he didn't get that done on that play.
And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
All the preparation, practice, a play like that will absolutely break your they wanted, just unable to complete it in the end zone, a big-time drop.
So it's a 7-play drive, but it stalls out in the end.
Let's credit the defensive front seven. They were a little leaky at the start of the drive, but they stiffened toward the end.
Now after the made field goal, Walsh back out to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he will take a knee here. So per the new rules in 2016, this will be brought out to the 25-yard line. Now the Texans offense, they head back out to do battle here. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
Second down, 9 yards to go. 10th carry now for Lamar Miller. And he'll push his way forward to about the 32. Give him 6 yards on the carry. It's going to be 3rd and 3 now.
So much of the game today, we're looking for hybrid players, guys who can do a combination of jobs. And anyone who plays a strong safety position, now more than ever, is a hybrid-type player. Half defensive back that covers passes and half linebacker that makes tackles. We just saw the line.
The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Brian Robinson with a big-time sack on 3rd down, and it'll be a loss of 7.
Well, how about that? A dime set on defense, 6 defensive backs. None of them blitz. They're just back there in coverage. Defensive lineman gets the sack.
That's where the O-line, they go to the sideline, they keep their helmets on so the cameras can't find them, right?
Yeah, the cameras can't find them, but I know one thing. The O-line coach will.
Here's Shane Leckler now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. Fielded just inside the 20. A great return there, bobbing and weaving his way for 31 yards. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. And heading back onto the field now, the Texans defense. And last time out, they gave up 3, but with this deficit, how important here is it to not give up any points?
And they're at a point now where they can't allow any thoughts of any points to enter their mind. They gave up 3 last time. That felt okay. They can't settle for okay now. They have to stop them here. 0 points given up.
Yeah, they need to stop, get the ball back to the offense. They run. Peterson. Oh, a little 360. Adrian Peterson. Touchdown, Vikings. Adrian Peterson with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Vikings are going to add on to their lead. And he certainly played a pivotal role. Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. But he doesn't get far. They're able to stop him. And after all that, the extra point attempt unsuccessful.
I rarely question anyone's effort on the field. But normally, you give up a touchdown like that, a long-distance play, there's usually not a lot of resistance on the extra point. In this case, though, boy, they bowed their backs and got after it, didn't they?
Yeah, a little revenge. Nicely done.
Yeah, way to go. Get in there, block it, and show them that they're still fighting.
Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of 1st downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. 2nd and 10. It's Osweiler again. He's got Wilson, middle of the field. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. 4 yards on the pickup, and just like that, it's 3rd down. We're still in search of the 1st down after that last completion.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle?
And in a two-score game, obviously, every play, every third down, like we saw there, magnified. Big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to third down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
And on the left side here, Wilson. And he's brought down. They'll get 17 yards there. And the Texans are going to have a first.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
And on 2nd and 10 now.
All right, here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
To throw again is Osweiler. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
When defenses get to the quarterback that quickly, a lot of times it's called a jailbreak. It wasn't quite that fast, but fast enough that he had no time to look downfield and set himself to throw the ball. And as he tried to do that, he was hit and it forced an incompletion.
Third down here for the offense after the incomplete pass.
Let's go. Green 39. Green.
Throwing again, Osweiler. Surveying the field, and he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down.
Let's face it, you can run the route tree as many times as you want, get in sync, practice it, do all those things. But once you get to game speed, it doesn't always time up quite that well. That one goes incomplete.
Now Osweiler, and finding Fedorowicz. And he's going to be taken down, but not before reaching the 15-yard line. Both sides were holding their breath there on that 4th down play, and the offense can breathe a sigh of relief.
And both knew exactly where the first down markers were. You know the defense is trying to guard those sticks and try and keep people in front. But somehow, some way, those guys found a way to pick it up.
Now a run. This is Alfred Blue. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held them to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
They keep it on the ground. This time it's Miller. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. And he's back here in the struggle department in this one like he was a week ago. And, partner, I think you can pin some of this on that O-line. The room to run, just not there.
You mentioned last week that it felt like the offensive line was getting beaten to the punch by the guys across the ball.
It was pretty evident, I thought.
I mean, they walked the ball fast, penetrating, getting into the offensive backfield, really spilling a lot of runs before they got...
And that is caught. Touchdown, Texans. DeAndre Hopkins, his first touchdown on the year. And the Texans get a bit closer. And in the red zone, I guess this is why you have a guy like that on your roster.
Without a doubt, and if you have him, you use him because he's a guy who's going to win just about every time. I don't care what the coverage is.
Here we go now as we get set for a big 2-point conversion.
All right, here we go. Green 39.
They'll run. This is Blue. But he will not get into the end zone. And that one hurts as it will remain a 2-score game here in the 4th. Two scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. And now the Vikings are going to stop it here on defense with a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. 2 scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. And the Vikings able to recover. The hands team does its job. The fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. 5 yards on the carry there, and it leaves him with 3rd and about 6 yards to go. First down marker at the 31. It's 3rd down. Time for a break. We're back to finish this one off after this. First down marker at the 31. It's 3rd down. And the Texans have an extra defender in the secondary now on 3rd down. Bradford now. And the grab made by the tight end Pruitt. And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense.
Got the hand caught up in the grill of the face mask. 15-yard penalty.
So tough for a defender. You're trying so hard to make a play, and the way that these offensive guys can move around, sometimes your hand gets into the wrong place.
And now the Texans are going to stop it as they signal for a timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. And a long way to go for the offense here on 2nd down. Peterson alone in the backfield. He's going to get the football. And this one go. And now the Texans want to call another timeout. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Here's Bradford. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Putting pressure on the guy throwing the football is always good. But when you can couple that with contact on him that leads to an incompletion as we just saw there, that's winning football.
So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. It's a 39-yard attempt, right hash. And Walsh able to convert it as his kick is good. And that will stretch the lead up to 13. So they settle for just the 3 there, but clearly anything helps when you're trying to salt one away here in the 4th.
Without a doubt, I think a touchdown would have been the final nail. But 3 does give him some breathing room and lets him build up a little cushion.
Now after the made field goal, Walsh back out to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Texans offense now, they get set to head back onto the field. And they're going to need another score. Got one last time, but still down here.
When you're playing catch-up, every possession becomes crucial, doesn't it? It's vital. Get back out on the field, punch in the end zone again. They know it's not easy, but what they do have going for them, they did score the last time. They think they've got a good formula working.
And what about the defense?
Well, now you're just saying to yourself, okay, gave up a score last time. What adjustments do we need to make to slow them down now and get the ball back for our own offense? Is it more pressure? Is it more zone? What do they have to do? They're trying to figure that out themselves.
We'll see if they can figure that out right here. Here's Osweiler to throw. Hopkins on the grab over the middle. And he's brought down. It's a gain of 17 that time. And it'll give the Texans a first down. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry up. They'll throw on first down with Osweiler. Now a desperation throw deep down. This is caught inside the 15. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 15. And a spike comes now with just under 40 ticks left. Again, Osweiler. And his throw here's incomplete. So a ways to go here on 3rd and 10. Osweiler will throw again. And he dropped it. Now it was tipped. Altered the ball a little bit, but he dropped it. And now 4th down.
Well, we're not playing 3 yards in a cloud of dust football anymore. I kind of get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football. Because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion. And both sides trying to get to the football, and you're holding your breath wondering whether it's going to go good or bad for your team.
They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Vikings defense is going to get the football back. And now out comes Minnesota. Only one timeout defensively, so this should just be a simple kneel down.
I agree totally. I looked at my time management chart. It says take a knee, victory formation. They just have one timeout left, and that should be all she wrote.
By the way, it's a good thing you can read that because nobody else can.
Not with my chicken scratch, not at all. Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. It'll be their 3rd and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage.
Watch 7. Here we go now.
Off the play fake, Bradford. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they'll get him down here at the 23. Call it a gain of 5, and that'll bring up 4th down. All right, Charles, so you win the game. Not only do you...
All right, guys, that ends week 5 of the 2016 season in this Madden franchise. The Minnesota Vikings pick up the win against the Houston Texans. Final score of 29-16. A couple of things to point out in this game is the Sam Bradford pick in the red zone in the second quarter. I went for Kyle Rudolph. I missed. Texans returned it. For a large gain, Jarius Wright made the tackle, preventing the touchdown. I thought the Texans would have returned it for a pick 6 and would have took control of the game. Eric Kendricks also got injured. It looks like he has an abdominal tear. Audie Cole replaced him. We're going to check on his status here as soon as the game is over. Also, Adrian Peterson having just a monster game. I figured he was due for a breakout. And it finally happened here against the Texans. Well, let's go ahead and look at the numbers real quick. Sam Bradford with a 91.3 QB rating, 13 of 19 for 167 yards at the 68% completion percentage, 1 touchdown and 1 interception. Rushing, like I said, Peterson had a monster game, 19 carries for 225 yards and 2 touchdowns. Receiving, Michael Pruitt, Laquan Treadwell, and Kyle Rudolph each with receptions. Pruitt 6 for 69, Treadwell 4 for 74, and Rudolph 3 for 24 in the lone touchdown. We're not putting up monster passing numbers by any means in any of these games that we've played so far. However, we're doing what I think actually the Vikings will be doing this year, a healthy dose of running and a really solid defense, making the field very short and allowing us to at least get field goals or to gain some decent rushing yards. When we look at the defensive numbers here real quick, Linval Joseph, Sharif Floyd, Anthony Barr, and Brian Robinson, each with half a sack. And we didn't cause any turnovers this game. We'll go ahead and finish this up. And we're going to take a look at the Eric Kendricks' injury and see how long he's going to be out for. I'm presuming it's going to be for a significant time if it's an abdominal tear.
Players have contracts that are about to expire. Resign them so you don't lose them to free agents.
And it looks like Kendricks is actually going to be out for 5 weeks. So we will get him back this season. And we still have Stephon Diggs still out with a broken collarbone. He should be back in a month's time. Hopefully once he gets back, we'll be able to put up some better receiving numbers. Though Laquan Treadwell's done quite well for us. We'll go ahead, and it looks like Tom Johnson is able to play again as well. A couple of things. Let's just recap it here. We'll skip to the next game, and we'll recap where we're at here in the NFL so far up to this point. Being we're at the bye week. Standings. We're currently 5-0. Detroit is, I'm in the AFC North. Detroit's 3-1, Packers are 2-1, and the Bears are 2-2. So the division is still wide open. When we look at the overall scope of the NFL, we are the only remaining undefeated team. The Patriots, Seahawks, Cowboys, Cardinals, Buccaneers, Chiefs, Raiders, Bengals, Steelers, and Lions are all 3-1, with the Packers and Eagles at 2-1. Let's take a look at who's leading the league in statistics so far. Bradford is 1,061 passing yards, 9th in the NFL, 20th with 5 passing touchdowns. Peterson, number 1 in the NFL with 524 for rushing and 5 touchdowns. Rudolph, 2nd in receiving yards for 462 and 3 touchdowns. We'll go ahead and take a look at the league leaders here very quickly. Osweiler, number 1 in passing yards in the league with 1,298. Obviously, Peterson, we did say, is in the lead for rushing yardage right now. Averaging 5.5 yards per carry and 104.8 yards per game. Receiving, Marvin Jones, the move that the Detroit Lions made in the offseason. He has 32 receptions. When we take a look at the yardage leaders, DeAndre Hopkins is number 1 with 463. And the touchdown leader is Dez Bryant and Kelvin Benjamin, each with 5 touchdowns. Take a look at the defensive statistics really quick. League leader in tackles right now is J.J. Watt, tackles for loss with 10. Tackles total is Deion Buchanan with 46. The NFL's sack leader is Croy Byerman from the Raiders. I have no idea who that is. I digress. J.J. Watt with 5. He has 6. J.J. Watt has 5. Tyrone Crawford has 5, and then Gerald McCoy has 5 sacks as well. League leader in interceptions currently is Bobby Wagner with 3, along with Ben Heaney from the Raiders with 3, and Quan Alexander from the Buccaneers with 3. So, folks, that ends Week 5 of the Madden franchise. Once again, I apologize. It does look like Week 4 against the Giants did not archive to Twitch like it should have, so we have lost that game, unfortunately. But I will see you again here for Week 6. I think we have a bye game. Let's take a look real quick. I think we have the bye week next week. Yes, we do have the bye week, and then we will go against the Eagles and Carson Wentz in Week 7.